Hello everyone and also to Doctor. We are from Group 4 Tutorial 3 and we will be discussing about Chapter 9, Managing Work Groups and Teams. This is our group members. We have Chang Jun, Foong Yi Hern, Lim Chong Zong, Han Yeap, Mohammad Tasifur Rahman, Phang Zi Qing, Poong Gui Hung, Tong Che Rong, and also Zhuo. So I will start off from question 9/1. The question given is, think of a group to which you belong. Trace its development through the stages of group development as shown in Exhibit 9/2. How closely did its development parallel the group development model? How might the group development model be used to improve this group's effectiveness? So I will refer to a group formed during my matriculation days in order to finish our business project regarding feasibility study of thinking of a new product to be sold at the market by a newly formed company. Our group decided on instant noodles as our company's product. The first stage mirrored the group development stage of forming. One of the group members came up with this idea of putting up an instant noodles factory, and he handpicked few of the group members for research and preparing a feasibility study report. Moving on to the second stage. The second stage was to create briefs and allocation of these responsibilities to each team member. Each member was entrusted with specific work allocation to complete the research and collect data for eventual preparation of feasibility study. All the reporting was to be done to one person who was designed as team leader. This stage was similar to storming and norming stages of group development as illustrated in Exhibit 9/2. In the next stage, each team member came up with its findings on research and data collection and presented to the team leader. After the evaluation, it was found that while some team members were strong in certain areas like report presentation, some others were more efficient in research and data collection. The team leader will, with consultation to all, though it necessary to reallocate responsibilities for more efficient and better performance. This mirrored the performing and adjourning stages of the group development model. Here, the designation and work responsibilities of team members changed based on their performance and capabilities. This resulted in more efficient group working with better morale and motivation of team members. That's all from me, and I will pass it to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Gui Hung. Hey everyone, my name is Tong Che Rong. So now I will proceed to the question 9.2. So based on the question given, I would like to contrast the self-managed and cross-functional teams, and the B, which is virtual and face-to-face teams. Now, moving on to the question A. In these questions, I will contrast self-managed teams and cross-functional teams. Self-managed and cross-functional teams share teamwork traits such as collective performance goals or positive synergy, and both individual as well as mutual accountability. Some of the comparisons parameters are summarized here. First, in the aspect of the team members, self-managed team consists of team members who have highly interdependent tasks of jobs. Team members will take on many tasks of their managers, such as assigning tasks individually, problem-solving, and so on. But in the cross-functional teams, all of the team members are from the same organizational levels, from various works, domains, or functions. In other words, the team diversity is meant to solve complex problems. The second one, which is the aspect of trust factors. In the self-managed team, trust factor tends to come more easily with self-managed teams as they constitute of members from common work fields. In the cross-functional teams, we can know that the trust-building process will be more complex and time-consuming compared to the self-managed team. The last one, which is the aspect of leadership. In a self-managed team, while there might not be a formal leaders, because the team's performance will tend towards the best result given to available resources, if the members are balanced in terms of their abilities and competence. In the cross-functional teams, all of the team members decide on their roles during the process of the team formation based on how the works would work the best. So we can know that the person becoming the leaders would act more as facilitator and coach. Next, I will proceed to the question B. In this question, I will contrast the other two kinds of teams, which is virtual team and face-to-face teams. First and foremost, we will look forward to the aspect of team members. In the face-to-face teams, all of the members from this team are largely selected based on their functional skills. But in virtual teams, they will face the problem which is lack of face-to-face and social focus in a virtual gathering might lead to isolation and loneliness. Additionally, effective time management, proactive networking, and ambiguity management will be required. In the aspect of information exchange, in face-to-face team, the information may also be exchanged during informal assignations. In virtual teams, they have limited or no formal access to information. Hence, more frequent status reports are frequently needed.
Hi guys, I'm Han Yeap. So now I'll move on to question 9-3. How do you explain the popularity of work teams in countries such as United States and Canada, whose national culture places a high value on individualism? Work team increase productivity because, first point, collective performance. With working together by a team, there will be a bigger pool of ideas which enables better decision to be made. This decision made will also provide the best solution to the problem. Nextly, complementary skills. One team member's strength is complemented by another and there is no shared team weakness if it's an effective team. A team will also need someone for creativity, where someone for delegating tasks and done before deadline. Now I'll move on to why work team is high popularity. Firstly, I will talk about productivity. Work teams are becoming popular in countries that used to place a high value on individualism, such as Australia and United States, due to the fact that work teams generally outperform and are more productive than individuals when the tasks being done require multiple skills, judgment, and experience. Nextly, specialties. Work teams are comprised of individuals from various specialties in order for organization to compete more effectively and efficiently, utilizing better their employees' talents. Lastly, considering that in a capitalist system, all companies must compete, it's not surprising that there has been a peak of teamwork at the sacrifice of individual work. However, work teams does not discredit individuals and instead rely on both individual and group abilities to achieve common goals. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, I am Mohammad Tasifur Rahman. Today I will be answering question 9/4. The question is, all work teams are work groups, but not all work groups are work teams. Do you agree or disagree with this statement? Discuss. To begin with, I'd like to say that I strongly agree with this statement. A work group is a number of persons usually reporting to a superior and thus face-to-face interaction. These work groups have some degree of interdependence in carrying out the task for the purpose of achieving organizational goals. A work team is a form of group but has high commitment to common goals than ordinary groups. These work teams have a high degree of interaction and interdependence. A work team is also defined as a group of a small number of people with complementary skills who work for a common purpose, set of performance goals, and a common approach. Yes, I agree with this statement. that all work teams are work groups, but not all work groups are work teams, and the reasons are discussed below. The word group is a broader term, whereas the word team is generally specific. Thank you very much.
And now I will talk about question 5. Would you prefer to work alone or as part of a team, and why? In our opinion, we prefer to work as part of a team. Before we proceed to why we will prefer work as a team, let's look at what is a team. Work teams are groups whose members work intensely on a specific common goal using their positive synergy, individual and mutual accountability, and complementary skill. Now, going back to our question, why we prefer to work as a part of a team? There are few reasons why we prefer to work as part of a team. The first one will be better problem solving. Many brands are better than one. Group of size outperform the best individuals. This kind of performance is as attributed to people's joint effort to produce and adopt correct responses, reject wrong responses, and effectively process information. The second one will be enhanced personal growth. Being part of a team can help people grow by sharing information and essentially cross-training each other. Each individual member of the team can flourish and might discover new concepts from colleagues with different experience and also learn from someone else's mistake, which helps sidestep future errors. Everyone has their own blind spot about behaviors and also strengths that may be unaware of, and feedback from a team member can expose them. Recognizing these strengths and addressing the weakness can make you be a better team member and also even a better person. The last one will be improve productivity and brings better business results. Working in a team inspires people to work harder. Team members actually motivate each other to be more productive. Sometimes it's so difficult to carry out a project all by ourselves. Even with all the necessary competencies, doing all the work ourselves can be very challenging. Having a team around can help us to fill the gaps. So, we should capitalize our strength and also team members. Manage them wisely so that we can have an improvement in the quality of output. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, so I will talk about question 11. The question is, what challenges are managers of healthcare organizations facing? In fact, managers in healthcare organizations are facing many challenges, such as reimbursement, healthcare policy, labor shortage, and so on. But I'm going to detail 4 of what I consider to be the main challenges. First, I'd like to talk about technology. There are many new technologies emerging in healthcare industry, such as electronic medical records, new drug wraps, and 3D printing technology. This increases cost and technical requirements. These new technologies are broad in scope, both in medical technology and in medical informatics. But the same point is that these new technologies have high professional requirements for users and high cost. This poses a big challenge for managers to healthcare organizations, who need to choose which technologies should be used and which technologies should not be adopted. And it is necessary to hire professional personnel or provide professional training for these new technologies. Then I'd like to talk about telehealth. The rise of telehealth is also a challenge for managers of healthcare organizations, increasing costs and technical requirements. With the development of science and technology, consumers' demand for telehealth is also increasing because it will be more convenient for patients to receive telehealth treatment. At the same time, the accuracy of telehealth equipment will be higher. This means the managers of healthcare organizations need to purchase telehealth health-related equipment, I need to train employees to learn to use telehealth equipment. For some diseases, telehealth cannot be used, and doctors still need to conduct face-to-face diagnosis and treatment for patients, such as cancer. The third is the shift in patient experience and expectations. This raises the demand for information collation and the collection. Patients' experience and expectations are constantly changing due to the evolving medical technology and regulations. They want more convenience when seeing a doctor, and they want to use drugs or medical technologies they are familiar with. This makes the managers of healthcare organizations need to be more detailed in information management, require employees to time sort out and update the information of patients, and also strengthen the understanding of patients' preference. Finally, I'd like to talk about data protection. With the continuous development of information technology, there are many people stealing data information in the network, and there are many patients' healthcare data stolen. This has led to the reputations and even penalties of many medical institutions. At the same time, the development of telehealth and other network medical technologies also increases the risk of data leakage. This requires healthcare and organizations managers to strengthen the protection of medical information and invest more money and technology in information protection. That's all for me.
Moving on to question 9-12, how would the way healthcare organization manager manage be different in a team-based model? Firstly, using the team model, a manager is looking for the positive synergy. This will help the organization to generate greater outputs with no increase in inputs. The goal for a work team is work collectively with the patient to improve their health care. Each person would still be accountable for their practice, but the goal is to divide up the work amongst other healthcare providers. With this, the healthcare organization can be worked even better with the work teams. Nextly, the way healthcare organization manager manage be different in a team-based model is that the difference in a team-based approach model compared to the traditional approach, where a primary physician takes care of all the activities involved for the patient. As for the example are stated as, a patient receives care from a team of medical professionals, whereby it is included with a lot of different tasks. The tasks are including are refill requests, adjusting medication dosages, helping manage chronic diseases, and other routine tasks are delegated to a team of healthcare providers. So that's all from me. Thank you. I will pass it to the next presenter.
Hi and good morning, Doctor and my fellow friends. Thank you, Jackson, for the previous presentation just now. So I will continue to my question, which is question 13. Explain how roles, norms, status system, and group cohesiveness might influence the success of a team-based model. So first of all, we have to know that what is the meaning of roles, norms, status system, and group cohesiveness. Roles defined as a position containing a set of socially attributes and expectations that determine appropriate behavior for an individual or group based on their status in relation to other people or groups. Next, norms means the perceived, informal, mostly unwritten rules that define acceptable and appropriate action within a given group or community, those guiding human behavior. Status system refers to a position one holds in a society or groups. And last is group cohesiveness, means the extent to which members of the groups stick together and their commitment to each other. Now I'll explain about how these four concepts might influence the success of a team-based model. Basically, a role is the behavior pattern expected of someone who occupies a given position. This is good for the team because a person adjusts their role to the group they need to work with for the health of the patient. Next, the norm is acceptable standards shared by the group's members. This is good for the team because since they will be working together, they need to have a set of standards to all have similar goals for performance and effort that is put into the work. Subsequently, status system is a prestige rating, position, or rank within a group. This is an important factor in understanding behavior. Even though this healthcare group works together, they have to be overseen by a primary physician. So there still will be someone in charge on this hierarchy, but they share the work. Physicians have to be retrained to view themselves as part of a team, supported by other professionals like nurse and assistants. Lastly, group cohesiveness is the degree to which members are attracted to one and another and share the same goals. Groups that generally agree and cooperate are likely to be more effective. This teamwork is allowing healthcare professionals a way to work all together to provide patients with a well-rounded healthcare experience. So that's all for me. I will pass the floor to next presenter.
Good day, everyone. I'm Foong Yi Hern, and for this question, I'm gonna present the reasons why I think a team-based model has led to improved patient outcomes and reduced costs. For your information, team-based model is a model that distributing jobs from one to others in order to increase the team's productivity. One of the reasons why I think team-based model led to improve patient outcomes and reduce costs is composition. A patient receives care from a team of medical professionals who divide up responsibility for performing tasks that traditionally would have been done by a person's primary physicians. Physicians could focus on managing patient overall, which is oversee patient care, while the tasks such as completing prescription refill requests, adjusting medication dosage, helping manage chronic disease like teaching someone diagnosed with diabetes how to take blood sugar counts and to administer insulin and other routine tasks could be done by health provider. The other result that team-based model led to improve patient outcomes and reduce costs is work design. Work design refers to using a variety of skills in an autonomy to complete a job by groups. For example, complete care programs are designed at Kaiser Permanente to enable healthcare staffers to work together in order to avoid overlooking patients' concerns. It shows significant gains in patient medical across a wide range of standardized measures after research of numbers of years.
Today, I want to present this question. In the chapter, we brought up the idea of team sharing too much information. Would this be more serious ethical issue for teams in the healthcare organization? Why or why not? So my answer is yes. This will be a more serious ethical issues for teams in healthcare organization. This is because in case of healthcare, the problem of balancing confidentiality and collaboration have to be ensured. Treatment of both problem today is based on the adoption of a multidisciplinary perspective. Cross-discipline collaboration is at the core of multidisciplinary model, and hence a delicate balance has to be maintained, contributing to the treatment team and protecting patient confidentiality. The ethical issue stems from the factor like patient autonomy, the best interest of the patient, and confidentiality issues. It should be noted that branch of confidentially, should not be done without justification, and should be based on proper reasoning and rational, and should be keep the best health interest of the patient in mind. Team in a healthcare setting should share all necessary and required information and should not be beyond sharing too much information. What is too much information will be determined by case basis and will depend on the health condition of the patient and the need to share information in order to improve the health condition of the patient. Next is the summary of the case study. The healthcare industry is the largest source of job in United States, now employing more than 18 million people. There are many challenges facing the healthcare industry, such as changing law and regulation, new technologies, aging population, and an increase in chronic diseases and labor shortage. A patient receives care from a team of medicine professionals who divided responsibility for performing tasks that traditionally would have been done by a primary physician. Those supervising physicians here manage patient care such as completing prescription refill requests and now handling by team members. Complete care was designed to enable care started to work together to make sure that no patient concern need preservative action or matter what missed or overlooked. One example of this is the complete care program implemented by Kaiser Permanente, which has been significant gains in patient care across a range of measurements after several years of using this model. Getting to that outcome wasn't easy. Departments have to be retrained to view themselves as a part of teams. This approach requires healthcare professionals to work together and view themselves as part of a team rather than focusing on their individual specialties. As the healthcare environment continues to be challenging, teamwork may be a solution to improve patient care.